3:28 a.m.
What is going on, everybody? WeedleTwineedle here, and we are back with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle, and this one's going to be against Kristin, a person I battled off my Discord server. So if you are interested in battling me, definitely check out my Discord. It is the only spot where I'm accepting battles at the moment, so definitely check that out. So looking at her team, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I feared the Pokebank meta was going to turn into. I thought, you know, it wouldn't have Xerneas, and I'm going to assume that Lucario is Mega Lucario just from Team Preview. That's what I assumed from looking at Team Preview, and spoilers, it is. My team, I'm using Primarina, Nidoqueen, Venomoth, Darmanitan, Lurantis, and Magnezone. Now, as you saw in the intro part of the video, my opponent confirmed that I'm going to assume it is a guy, but I'll say she, that she was bringing Xerneas, so I'm like, I gotta bring a counter to that. So I thought of a unique, interesting set, to say the least, for Magnezone, which I'm gonna reveal later in the video, and it is supposed to counter Pokemon like Xerneas, as you'll see, so I'm not gonna go too into that. And the Darmanitan set is also pretty interesting. It's actually Zenmo Darmanitan. I'm gonna try my absolute hardest to make Zenmo Darmanitan actually do something, because Game Freak poorly designed Zenmo Darmanitan, as I'll get into later in the battle. So anyway, turn 1, I'm going to lead off with my Primarina, as she's going to lead off with Pheromosa. As turn 1, I'm going to predict the Poison Jab and bring in my Nidoqueen. That could have backfired because she could have went for Ice Beam or whatever, but thankfully I pivot into the Poison Jab, so I'm pretty much essentially able to get free Stealth Rocks up, so at the very least, I'm able to get Stealth Rocks off in the beginning of the game, which is always a good thing, but my opponent is going to make a good play and bring Hoopa in directly in on me, meaning that this Hoopa Unbound is going to unbound my butthole with some broken-ass powerful attack, because I cannot switch into Hoopa Unbound. My team doesn't have switch-ins like most of my teams don't. I just kind of like bring random stuff and pray. So here, Hoopa's going to go for the Zen Headbutt, and is actually just going to obliterate my Lurantis. My poor Lurantis tried so hard there, but unfortunately the Lurantis just could not do it. But whatever. In comes Darmanitan, and I'm hoping that after, since I saw Life Orb, that the Hoopa Unbound would be scared out. And I thought he would bring a Tapu Fini or Garchomp, so I'm going to pull a double switch into my my Venomoth, as my opponent is going to bring in Garchomp. And now I'm like, okay, if this is Rock's Garchomp, I can outspeed it, go for Sleep Powder, but I miss! And I'm like, oh my gosh, and now the Garchomp gets free Stealth Rocks up. If I hit that Sleep Powder, I could have gotten a free Quiver Dance off and won from there, but now I expect to switch into Tapu Fini, because I just revealed Sleep Powder, and the Misty Terrain makes you immune to status. So I figured she would switch into Tapu Fini, so I'm going to go for the Quiver Dance here, get that play correctly, as unfortunately I actually don't carry Sludge Bomb on this Venomoth set. I carry Bug Buzz. And my last move is actually Baton Pass. And yes, guys, before you guys are like, but Quiver Pass is banned from Smogon rules. Well, this is devoted. This set is devoted to Darmanitan's Z form. And clearly from my opponent's team, we are not playing in Smogon's rule set. Like, the OU restrictions do not apply to this battle. Clearly, because my opponent has freaking Xerneas, so yeah. Anyway, gonna go for the Baton Pass with my Venomoth, and I'm like, okay, it's now or never. I gotta have Darmanitan's Zen form do something. So unfortunately, Stealth Rocks are up, so I'm gonna take that big heavy hit. Is now the Tapu Fini is gonna go for the Moonblast. I assume she was predicting my Primarina, as unfortunately she gets a special attack drop, which really sucks. I know it's kind of ironic saying that Darmanitan getting a special attack drop sucks, but it's because I am Zenmo Darmanitan. So a big downfall of Zenmo Darmanitan is that it has to be at half health to be Zenmo Darmanitan instead of just being its own Pokemon. Like, I think that, especially with the Alolan forms, they should make Zenmo Darmanitan into its own Pokemon and just remove Zenmo's ability in total, you know, remove it from the game and give it Sheer Force. It would make it so much better. It would make it so much better. Just give it the same stats it has now. Give it Sheer Force and make it its own Pokemon, and it would be spectacular. It would actually be viable, but unfortunately Game Freak just decided to gutter this Darmanitan form, and it's just like unusable. I tried so hard, but even then, Tapu Fini just wrecked me. So here, I'm going to bring a Magnezone. And I can easily just scare this thing out with Thunderbolt. So, but the Tapu Fini is going to decide to stay in here and just sack off Tapu Fini, which is fine. Down that thing goes. And now my opponent is going to bring in Xerneas. I didn't take Life Orb damage, so my opponent might assume that I am choiced, which is going to work for me here. So I'm actually just going to go for the Thunderbolt, but my opponent is actually going to go for the Z move, and I'm like, oh no, this is Z Geomancy Xerneas, isn't it? And when I say oh no, I actually mean oh yes. I mean oh yes, as you'll see in just a sec. So my opponent is going to go for the Geomancy. And, you know, it does take 2 turns to charge up. I'm just going to go for T-Ball just to, you know, bait that I am actually Scarf in case, you know, he didn't go for Geomancy. As now, my opponent is going to get the Geomancy boost. Now, Geomancy looks really cool, by the way. I think the move, like, animation looks really sick. So he's going to get all those stats on top of the +1 boost from all, you know, from the Geomancy itself. As now my Magnezone actually is going to go for the normal Z move, Z Psych Up. Yes. Yes. No, I did not make this set just for this battle, by the way. I made this Magnezone set like 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, I really want to use Magnezone in a different way. And I feel like Z moves just made this possible. And yes, this thing does also carry Sturdy. So Z Psych Up, what it does is that it brings you back to full health. So what you can do is you can get hit to Sturdy, and then you can just use Z Psych Up and get brought back to full health, and you can have Sturdy again. So not only can you steal boosts, you can also bring yourself back to full health and pretty much give yourself a free focus sash all at the same time. So Pheromosa is not outspeed Magnezone at +3. Neither is Garchomp. Garchomp's not living this thing, but I do have HP Ice anyway, just in the off chance this somehow does live, because Garchomp is a balanced Pokemon. Down goes Garchomp, and this is going to feel so good. Hoopa Unbound is going to come out, and instead of Hoopa unbounding my butthole, I'm going to unbound its butthole. Gonna Thunderbolt, the Hoopa Unbound, and yes guys, this is a Magnezone sweep. I just thought how this battle happened was the funniest thing ever, because my opponent challenged me, you know, right before I was gonna go to bed. I'm like, alright, I'm about to call it a night, and then my opponent's like, messaged me, he's like, yo man, I want to battle, and I'm like, okay. Let's battle. So yeah, I go for Flash Cannon just to show him that I actually, I can't assume genders in this game. Like I said, everyone likes to be females in this game, and I'm not going to judge it for her, because I'm freaking Shaniqua. What can I say? So, yeah, I do show that I have Sturdy, but the Lucario does have priority as well, so just going to knock me out with the E-Speed. So Techno Poop doesn't actually sweep everybody, but that is fine with me. I can just bring in Dizzy, my Primarina, and just easily face tank whatever Lucario wants to go for. Decides to go for the close combat, and it actually does so much damage. That's ridiculous for a resisted attack, but that's just how balanced Lucario actually is, or Mega Lucario. Every time I face Lucario, it's never regular Lucario. People just think that, you know, why use regular Lucario and you can use Mega Lucario instead? Like, I don't know. But that's been the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like the video. It really helps out my channel. It helps the channel grow, and if you really want to support my channel, that means a lot. And you know, if you really enjoyed the channel and want to see more content, definitely subscribe to my channel. And the question of the day is going to be, what is your favorite Pokemon that uses Z moves in Wi-Fi battles? This question obviously has many answers, because Z moves have so much variety. You can use them and implement them in pretty much every Pokemon. But my favorite Z move to use at the moment has got to be Z Sunny Day Solar Power Charizard. Now, it pretty much gives it like the same power as Charizard Y, and you just pretty much accept the Sunny Day, and with Modest Nature and Solar Power, you just kind of like make up for the fact you're not Life Orb, and you just go from there, and the Z Sunny Day gives you a speed boost. But let me know what your favorite Z moves are in the comments below, and that's gonna be the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll check you guys in my next video. Alright, peace.